We go to Business AS, chapter 20, Entrepreneurial Motives and Characteristics. When we talk about entrepreneurial motives, the brain behind wanting to become an entrepreneur, that is what it means. The brain behind wanting to be, what drives you to want to become an entrepreneur?
The objective.
Yeah, the brain behind it.
Yeah.
Why do you really want to set it off? Your motives. So I'm just going to go down. So a characteristic of entrepreneur. Starting your own business is very common. Hundreds of thousands of small businesses are started each year. People give up their jobs to work for themselves, or they start a new business alongside a normal full-time job. Not everyone is suited to becoming an entrepreneur, either because they lack the skills needed or because they don't want to cope with the risk involved in setting up a business. So in the previous lesson, in chapter 19, we talked about the barriers to entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
So one of the barriers is the lack of the skills, lack of entrepreneurial capacity. We talked about lack of entrepreneurial capacity.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we might not become an entrepreneur. We talked about that. So that is the point here. So some people really like to become an entrepreneur, but the point is they lack the skills. They don't have the capacity, the know-how of becoming an entrepreneur, so they cannot become it. They want to become, but for the fact that there's a setback, there's a barrier, so that makes them not to want to become an entrepreneur. But every now and then, people will like, I have to start working for myself. I have to start doing my things for myself. I want to be my own boss. But if they
don't have the skills necessary.
And they don't have the skills. So that stops them from becoming one. Or probably they even have the skills, they have the idea, but they don't have the financial capability.
Yeah.
So finance is also a barrier. So without finance, you cannot fund that project. So that's the point they're making here. And the last one is about people averting risk. They don't want to take that risk. It's difficult to take the risk because the more the risk, the higher the reward. But a lot of time people do not want to take risk.
Scared.
They're scared.
Confidence.
So, and confidence is one of the characteristics of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So that's just what we're talking about here. So we go in details to characteristics now. For characteristics, it said the UK. Okay, there's a startup there anyway, which you don't even need. So what are the characteristics of successful entrepreneurs? We're talking about what successful entrepreneurs do have that makes them succeed. So that means they portray these characteristics. That's why they succeeded. Do you get the point here?
Yeah.
So the first one is self-confidence. For self-confidence, it's about you knowing fully that you can convince people to buy into your idea. It's about an entrepreneur has innovative idea, like innovation. You come up with a business, you find out the gap in the market, and you want people to buy. You find a gap in the market, you create a business from that gap, and you expect people to buy. That is what business is about.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, but you need confidence to start it.
So
take the risk.
So the point is, as an entrepreneur, you should have that confidence that you can convince people to really buy into your idea. That is what self-confidence is about. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So here they say successful entrepreneurs are people who believe that they are going to succeed. They think they have a winning formula for their business. They can persuade other people, for example, to buy the product or help finance their business. So it's about letting people buy into your idea. If you are able to do that, you will succeed. So most of the successful entrepreneurs we have, even if they don't have money, they can convince people to invest into the business. That is self-confidence. Is it clear? Yeah. Is it clear, please?
Yes.
The second one, self-determination. Successful entrepreneurs are ones who think they can take control of events that are going on around them. They can influence those events and turn them into something that will benefit their business. So, determination. Because determination leads to success.
Yeah.
So, successful entrepreneurs are those people that believe that whatever is around them, they can always find a way around it to make it positive to their own business.
Use it for their own gain.
For their own gain. Thank you. That's self-determination. The third one, being a self-starter. Many people work best when people being told what to do. But to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to be a self-starter. Entrepreneurs are able to work independently and can take decisions. They have their own ideas about how things should be done, and they are able to develop those ideas. So as an entrepreneur, you have to take that first step. You don't wait for people to tell you. Because if you are waiting for people to tell you, they already have the idea.
They already have the idea.
So the point is, you being able to find out what is needed in the market, you're being proactive. That is the point, being proactive, being able to get it done the first time. Don't wait for people. That's what being a self-starter is about.
Yeah.
Original idea from you. Is it clear?
The original idea, and you start the idea before anyone
One else,
does
that's
yeah.
it. The next one, judgment. The business environment is changing all the time. A successful entrepreneur is someone who gathers information and listens to advice. At the same time, they are able to see where the business might go in the future and what they want out of the business. This helps them to make judgments and decisions. So for successful entrepreneurs, they are successful because they listen, they take advice, and they see the end from the beginning. They know where the business has to go to, and they are willing to calm down, to listen to people, to hear their views, which might allow them to make a tangible decision. Do you get the point or not?
Yeah.
That's judgment there. Then commitment. Many people think when starting up a business that it is going to be easier than working for someone else. All the evidence shows that entrepreneurs work longer hours than those with a normal job. Owning your own business can sometimes be more stressful because of the risks that are always present. So successful entrepreneurs are ones who are committed to what they do. So the point about commitment is being punctual. Punctuality is the soul of business. As entrepreneurs, you have to be hard at work. Working for yourself doesn't mean you have freedom to play around things. No.
You need to work hard.
You need to really work hard. You spend more time than even being an employee, because the risk of the business failure is already there knocking at the door. So for you to stop that risk, it means you have to be hard at work. So every now and then, entrepreneurs are always going to be present at workplace. So it's not always going to be easy for them. So don't think I want to become an entrepreneur so as I can have my time.
Easy.
No,
it's not easy.
It's not always going to be easy, because you have more responsibility than being an employee.
Because you have responsibility over the business.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why people do not want to become an entrepreneur, being employer. Because when you are an employer, you have responsibilities. You have to pay wages. You have to pay salaries. You have to train your workers.
Judgment.
Yeah. I think the point is clear. Yeah. So the next one is perseverance. For perseverance, we're talking about endurance. You have to be able to
work through setbacks.
Yeah. So as soon as there's going to be storming time. So those storming times should be the time for you to learn and start again and start over. You don't lose up. That is what perseverance is about. Mm-hmm. So for every business, there's always going to be a setback. But you don't let that setback decide the fate of your business. You let it become a yardstick to success in the business.
You need to get through it.
Yes, it's a storming time.
You need to use it to become better.
Yeah, so the storming time will become norm. So if you are able to, to hold on to that. The next one, initiative. Successful entrepreneurs are able to take the initiative in situations. They do not allow events to overwhelm them by doing nothing. They are able to change and be proactive. Yeah, we talked about being proactive the other time.
Yeah,
so they start it. It's more like you finding the solution immediately. You trying to ensure that before the solution finds you, you are able to find it. So initiative is you try to get it done. Don't wait for people. Don't come up with, for every problem, for even existing problems, come up with new solutions. That is what initiative is about. So not every successful entrepreneur has all of these characteristics. Few entrepreneurs are strong in every area, but people who run their own businesses tend to show different characteristics from people who work for someone else. So the point is, you might not have all these characteristics, but that is why it is important for you to start thinking like a leader. Surround yourself with people with initiative, with talents that are honest. So wherever you are having a weakness, they will be there, to carry you up.
Yeah.
So that's about that. Any question about it? So these are the characteristics of entrepreneur. Without these, it's difficult to really succeed as an entrepreneur.